Woo! All right, gang. It is Monday, May 23rd. I got back from Hamvention yesterday afternoon. I tried making this video yesterday, and by the third take, I had to regroup, and I fell asleep on my couch trying to make it. So, take 4. So I'm going to show you some of my scores from Hamvention from this weekend. Hamvention was amazing and overwhelming. I think I made that very clear on Saturday's stream. But just in case I didn't, just so you know, if you haven't been, you need to be. It is a really, really, really cool experience. Saturday stream, I got my first Patreon, so thank you, Santiago. Like I said, I never in a million years expected that. I appreciate you, and if you want to be a Patreon and help me offset some of the stuff that I have to spend on making jumps, Patreon links will be down in the doobly-doo, and same thing for Buy Me a Coffee. Appreciate you guys. This weekend was amazing. Got to hang out with Ham Radio Dude, W9FFF, Sean, KM9G, temporarily offline Steve, Ham Radio Crash Course, K6NAC Josh, K6ARK Portable Antenna Adam, K8MRD Radio Stuff Mike. Speaking of Mike, I had a little interview on Sunday with him about his experience at Hamvention. This is what he said. Also got to hang out with Ham Radio 2.0, KC5, HWB Jason, AA0Z Kyle, Tank Radio, KG5AHJ Frank, Red Summit RF, NJ7V Charlie, N8YO Mike refuses to have a YouTube channel. He's smarter than the rest of us. Ham Radio Adventures Guy, KE8PZN James, KM4ACK Jason, also saw him at the show. Ham Radio Outdoors K5ATA Steve Goodgame. Let's see, WA7PB POTA by example, Patraic. Katlin and Conor from GLAARG. I'll show you what I got from Katlin later on in the video. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Definitely going back next year, and I didn't get to make any jumps there this year. The weather just sucked for skydiving, either too windy or too cloudy or raining. So it is what it is. Can't change the weather. Roll with it. So yeah, I got to meet a bunch of folks. Let me tell you, when you're walking around and you find some folks that are interesting, you got to talk to them. But talk to Eric from Ellicraft, super smart guy, interesting chat with him. Nathaniel from Hamsci. There we go. He had a little thing going in one of the booths, and it was an interesting talk. I only caught a little bit of it, but it was one of those things where I made a point of taking the time to talk to him on the side and say, hey, I do something interesting, and I think what I'm doing can correlate to what you're doing, so hopefully something will come of that. Let's see. Oh, talk about putting my foot in my mouth and not realizing it. I met Jerry Ellsworth, the Jerry Ellsworth, super cool woman, and I said, man, your name sounds really familiar. What do I know your name from? And she's just being so low-key and so cool about it, and I'm just here, this, that, the other, and I didn't realize I was talking to the Jerry Ellsworth. I realized it way too late. Adam clued me and says, she's kind of a big deal. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it, man. Got to talk to Jason Scoggins from Gigaparts. This dude is a genius. If you haven't talked to him, talk to him. He's got a lot of really cool ideas that I hope are going to come through and become part of our hobby. I put in an open order for a couple of things that he has going. I'm like, done. I'm sold. I'm buying it. Just send me the bill. They're not even available yet. And he's just showed me a couple of prototypes, and I'm like, send me the bill. It's done. So, yeah. What else did I get to do? Let's see. Not that. Okay, that's just my badge. Got to meet a bunch of you. Every single one of you that I got to meet, I appreciate you, and thank you so much for stopping me and taking pictures and talking to me and so on. You really, really humbled me with that. I didn't expect that kind of reception, and it was really neat to have. I will say that it is really cool not to be as popular as Josh and Jason, because those two guys, and Tank for that matter, because Tank had a little bit of a better, easier time, but Josh and Jason couldn't walk anywhere without being delayed. And they're super cool with their fans, and they spend the time. But they were on a mission to go from A to B, and they would get stopped at 8.1 and 8.2 and 8.3, and they were super cool about it. I don't know if they build that into their schedule or not, but it was neat to see that interaction. And I'm also glad that I was able to have my first Hamvention without that level of stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. Yeah, anyhow. On to the cool things that I got to see this weekend and buy. So here we go. Okay, so score number one of the weekend was this. Check this out. Boom! QDX! QRP Labs was at 4 days of May, and in the vendor sales meeting or whatever, gathering after the fact, Charlie was able to get this for me. He told me that there were a few, gave him money, he got it for me. I'm going to build this. Yes, it's going to be over winter more than likely because, well, it's summertime. I don't have my priorities skydiving right now. But yeah, look at the entire kit. I also bought the enclosure for it because I can't imagine making a better enclosure for 20 bucks. So, there we go. They make an enclosure that fits it. I'm sure that there are neater, cooler ways of doing it, but that's the way we're going with it. Thursday, the first thing I went and did was I picked up a handful of super elastic signal sticks with a couple with adapters from BNC for my HTs, and then I left one without an adapter because I don't need that one right now. And it's there, as a spare because I'm sure I'll need it sooner or later. These things are fantastic antennas. I've used them in the sky before, and this is my default antenna on my HTs. And now the other two HTs that I have will get a super elastic signal stick. In addition to that, I picked up this signal stock. So this is a NMO mount, 2 meter, 70 centimeter antenna made by Signal Stuff as well. Comes in parts. You have to put it together, but that's fine. I know how to do that. They even give you the tools to do it with. So that's going to go on my car. On Saturday, met up with HRD Dude. Gave me this. He picked this up somewhere as a winder. And I'm going to see if I can make this work with a 49-to-1 on here to do parachute mobile with. That way I can put a little bit of weight on the end of the antenna, and then it just pays out really easy. And then when it comes time to wind it back up, I can just wind, and hopefully it works, because that'll cut down the time it takes for me to deploy a wire antenna in the sky. I'm really hoping that this works out. On Saturday, the maker of the DigiRig was at the Gigaparts booth, and you could ask him anything. This was a pretty neat interaction. I've been wanting to get one of these anyways. I made a list before Hamvention of the things, I wanted to buy, and a DigiRig was one of them. I bought the kit for my parachute mobile radio, and it comes with all the cables and everything else. My hope is that I can find a way of packaging all of this safely in my parachute mobile rig bag to do some FTA parachute mobile this year. Cross your fingers. I still need to sort out the safety aspects of it, because I need to put all of this in the bag and have it all secured, and I need to be able to take at least a small tablet with me to remote into a Raspberry Pi to do FTA. And I need to make sure that that's secured and safe. I'm not going to do it otherwise, okay? So cross your fingers. I'm pretty sure I got this from R&L Electronics. I don't remember right now, but I've been wanting to do this for a while. The cigarette power outlet in my car handles 20 amps. I know some of you have cigarette power outlets that only handle 5 amps, and you're going to yell that this is too much amperage coming out. My car's outlet is rated for 20 amps. So I'm able to use this. I made something like this out of a splitter that I got at a truck stop, but I don't like it. So I'm doing away with it. I'm going to put this in its place, and it's going to be a whole lot cleaner and easier to use. Been on the list for a while. I just hadn't gotten around to buying it. I'm pretty sure I got it at RNL, but I'm not certain right now. The last thing I bought on Sunday, as they were packing up this show, somebody clued me in that QRP Labs has a Whisper and APRS beacon, and pow, there it is. I caught them as they were packing up. I said, hey, I'd like to buy one of these. And I did. I have to build it out. Again, this should be a winter project, but it isn't. I am going to make the time to build this year because I want to take this into the sky and gather data about my propagation on weak signals while I'm in the sky. I want to know what I'm doing. It's one thing for me to make a QSO with you because you're waiting for the call, and it's another thing for me to know how far my signal really is getting. So I'm going to make a few jumps with this in my pocket for the sake of knowing how far I'm getting. This is a pretty neat project, and it's tiny. It weighs near nothing. I just need to tack on power, an antenna, and get it programmed up. So Charlie made this yearbook picture for our Hamvention stay, and it's appropriate, I think. Check it out. All right, I think I got everything taken care of. I've shown you everything that I got. The next video should be the 2-meter jump that I made a week and a day ago today. That should come out Thursday or this week, I hope. And the one after that will continue the DX Commander Nebula build. So, I'm sorry, Mike. Nebula! We'll catch you guys down the log 7-3.